Hello, hello. Just starting the stream a good 10 minutes early to just let people see that the light is on and I am live and let people file into the stream. That way, when I do start talking about the new book, um, the maximum amount of people and listeners will be here. So I do apologize for everybody showing up at a later point in time. For the first 10 minutes, there will be just music, mostly silence, and I also apologize for having to reach under this desk every 2 seconds to pull this kitten out, because he is very small and very insistent, and all the internet wires are under there. So, trying to avoid a catastrophe. But we're going to go ahead and let it run for about another 9 minutes and see if we can get people to file in, and we'll go from there. Well, I appreciate that, Somber. Welcome. Hope you have a good shower. And if you do miss any portion of the stream, you can DM me, and I can always explain the book to you. I appreciate you stopping in and saying hello and saying congratulations. I appreciate that very much. Hey, Dexter, how are you? Listen, you got to do what you got to do. I'm not here to make anybody make any decisions, or do I have any expectations. I'm here simply because I am me, and I enjoy being here. I'm also glad that you are here, at least stopping in. Again, I'm going to let the stream go for 10 minutes and let people file in, and then at 8:30, I will jump in and start talking about the book. I just wanted to start the stream a good 10 minutes early to get people in the door and obviously see that I am streaming. That way I don't have to repeat information as people come on in. Not that there's a whole lot of information. It's a book. You read it. But I do like to go over some of the finer details of every book that I publish. Whether or not, there's sketch art in it, how many stories, stuff like that. So we're going to get into that in about 6.5 minutes. Oh, no, I assumed as much. Such is the levity of the horror narration community. There's always people streaming or premiering or something, and unfortunately it leaves the viewer with a whole lot of choices to make. But the great thing about YouTube is that all these videos and streams, they're all up on my channel, so you can watch them whenever. I got no expectations at all, and I do appreciate you stopping in. This stream will only be a half an hour long, so I will be done at 9 o'clock. Hey, Fuzzy, how are you? I know, surprise indeed. Surprise, surprise. I was just explaining to everybody, I'm going to let the stream run for 10 minutes. We have been live for about 4.5, going on 5. So about 5 more minutes, and I will jump into, book information. Just wanted the live stream red dot next to my name, get people to notice that I am streaming, and then file into the stream. So we will jump into it 8:30. I'm still here. Didn't forget about you. I'm just watching the counter tick down. And I'm glad that I did start a little bit early and let people file in, because a few people have since then. So happy Halloween, Jose. Thank you. Happy Halloween to you as well. Thank you for stopping in and checking out the 13-day marathon. I very much appreciate it, and I do see your comments that you leave every single day on every single video. And no, I still have not gotten around to really replying to any comments yet. To be honest, I have been really hard at work trying to get this book done and published before Halloween, and trying to get the 13 days of Halloween done. I'm still not done with the 13 days of Halloween. I know it's day 9, and I'm still not done. Every video for the 13 days of Halloween is done, except for the Halloween special. I've actually been working on that one all afternoon since I've gotten home from work, and I will be working on it probably the rest of tonight and some of tomorrow just to get it finished up. But it will be done before Halloween, I promise you that. So don't despair. But I really have been just hard at work trying to get this done. I had some things happen last week. I thought I had some buffer time, so I was relaxing a little bit in the beginning of October. Then a bunch of stuff happened, set me back a week when I didn't have a week to be set back anymore. And now I'm spending basically this weekend and this past week playing catch up. So we're going to get there, and I'm going to get back to comments. I'm going to be commenting on everybody's, replies and replying to everyone's comments on my videos. I also have to get back into writing. There's a bunch of stories that I should not only be writing, should be written by this point. So that's got to happen too. One thing at a time, though. The book is now published. All the 13 days are done except for the Halloween special. And then once I get that done and knocked out, and next Saturday's video done and knocked out, then I can get to work on, writing and stuff like that. So yeah, it's been very busy indeed. I'm actually kind of a little bit taken aback by it, because October is supposed to be my month, and this has not been my month at all. I kind of had double the work to do on the side because of the YouTube channel and stuff like that, and then I had double the work to do in real life because of all the things that are going on. So it's 4 times as much stuff to do this month as any other month previously. So it has been a bit crazy, but we got the 13-day marathon basically done and uploaded. We are good to go until Tuesday night. Which again, I'll probably premiere it. I have to get up real early in the morning, but I'll probably premiere the Halloween special probably 9:30. It's usually 10 o'clock, but I'll probably do 9:30 on Tuesday, because I got to get up at 4:30 in the morning. So, and we are 9 minutes in. So, like I said, 60 seconds, and we'll go ahead and start. I want to apologize as well for my upper respiratory infection. I do have a bit of a cough. I'm a bit stuffed up. So just, again, kind of bear with me. Nothing ever happens when you want it to, right? I'm so happy this book is done. I've been working on it since August. I mean, all the stories were written. I've just been editing this thing since August. So it's been a trip. I probably should close out of my Discord. I really can't mute it. You're just gonna hear the badoops in the background, I suppose. I could try. I could exit. Quit Discord. There. No more badoops. I don't think I have anything else open that sends notification sounds. I think we're good. Alright. So we are 10 minutes in. It is now 8:30. Actually, it's 8:31. So technically, I'm late. I'd like to welcome you all, everybody here that has stopped in, and everybody who might be tuning in at a later point in time for stopping into actually this really special book promotion live stream. And this is book number 11 for me, published. Now, again, not all of them are all written by me. Some of them are co-written by my co-author, Doughboy420. But 9 books edited, cover art created, and re-edited and published. 11 books. And when I first started my very first book, I don't know, 7 years ago now, when I first published From Anguish to Ashes, it said we can only display 10 books on a page. Then you're going to have multiple pages. And I remember thinking to myself, yeah, like I'll ever have more than 10 books. And it did not escape my grasp when I published Confronting Evil Season 2, that was my 10th book. And I knew that if I published another book, my next one's my 11th one. I'll need a new page. So I now have 2 pages up for my my author's publisher's website, which is obviously done through Amazon Kindle. So yeah, actually a pretty big milestone for me. Just the fact that this is my 11th book. It's also been a really long time since I've published an anthology. I published Confronting Evil Season 2 in June, and I published Confronting Evil Season 1 the June before that. I did not publish any books in between. So it was literally the Halloween of 2021 was the last book that I published that was mine. That was, written completely by me. And that was Restless Remains, which was also a Halloween publish. So it was kind of important to me to get a book up for October. It had been 2 years since I had published a book specifically for Halloween, and I really, really wanted to make sure this got done. And yeah, started early, but it still came down to the wire. Hey, ISB, how are you? I'm very happy to see you. Thanks again as well for stopping in tonight. I really, really do appreciate it. I wanted to make sure that since this was a kind of a special occasion to me, that I published some of my my most darkest work that I've written. So I will go ahead first and read through the table of contents. I am well, ISB. Thank you. How are you? How is everybody else as well? I am also interested. So the first story is You Shouldn't Listen to the Future, and I've actually rebooted that as well. I do really enjoy that story, so I wanted to make sure that one was actually top center, and then that one's also followed by Designed by the Thankless, and that one again is one of those stories that I am extremely proud of. Now, I don't like particularly all my stories, and some people do. That's why I still include them in books, plus it also gives me a way to publish my work. But there are some stories that I am a little bit more critical of. Designed by the Thankless isn't one of them. I absolutely love that story. So that's the second one. There are 13 stories in this book. The third one is 10 Shots In, which is the the drinking ritual story that I've written, and that one was also has been rebooted as well. I'm gonna bounce back and forth between the chat and whatnot because I'm working off of a single screen. Then The Boatman's Tale. Again, that one was not rebooted. That one's a little bit more recent. I kind of liked the twist in that. They Won't Stop Knocking. That one's been rebooted. ICU. Wordplay. That one's here. That one's pretty long. Then I included Dead Girls Shouldn't Have Sex, which is why I say some of my more darker stories that I've written, because that is probably the most, deplorable story that I've ever written, depraved. And then, of course, I followed that right up with Carnality's Playground. That makes me happy, of course. Like, good job. Yeah. Again, I don't want to really get into that, the premises of those stories. If you guys have watched them on my channel, you know that they come with like heavy warnings. Don't watch this around people, not safe for work, viewer discretion advised, not for people with weak stomachs, please don't report this video, all that stuff. And then after that, I threw in tender flesh and succulent flesh. I know that in a lot of my anthologies, I usually throw in, a soft flesh story or a sequel to one. So this time I wanted to throw in two, both sequels back to back. Threw in 58 crates, which I'm so happy that was the story I started writing like 4 times. Finally ended up fucking finishing it. Of course, a Halloween book. I had to throw in Black Feathers on a Halloween night. I just did the reboot to that earlier this month, and yeah, that's basically straight from the book. And then the final story is an exclusive that I've never narrated. I never will narrate it, and it's called When Drugs Almost Killed Me, a true story. I won't be narrating it, but that one is definitely based on a true story. And if you guys are interested, I think then you'll enjoy the book. I always want to give. It sucks, I know, that the exclusives won't ever be featured on my channel. They won't ever be narrated. Some of the exclusives, I really, 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 in fact, all of them, I really, really like them. Because obviously, if it's going to be specifically for the book, I want to make it really good. The downside to that is that they'll never be narrated. Unfortunately, you won't hear them, not from me, not from anybody. I won't allow the exclusives to be narrated. But that's because when you do go out and get the book, all the rest of these stories, you could just sit down and listen to on YouTube for free. You don't have to pay for any book. So if you're going to go out and spend the money on a book that I've written and published, I feel that you should get something in return for your purchase. Something that you can't get without the purchase. So, kind of like a bonus disc, basically, when you get a box set. Think of the exclusive as a bonus disc. So, alright, back to comments. Yep. Oh yeah, Carnality's Playground, right after Dead Girls Shouldn't Have Sex. So, yeah, it's an interesting combination. I do want to say that all of the stories have hand-drawn sketch art. So, it's kind of like some of my previous books. Some of them I used like royalty-free images, messed with them a little bit, ran them through some sketch filters and put them up. And they, don't get me wrong, really cool looking. But I wanted this one to be all hand-drawn sketch art. Kind of like the Locust Lake book, the second one. The Legacy of Locust Lake. That one had all hands-drawn sketch art for every single story. I think there was 19 of them in there. And then obviously the journal had a bunch of just random sketch art in it. And I wanted this to be like that. So because of that, that's a big reason why it took a lot more time. I was going to say a little bit, a lot. Obviously the cover creation and stuff like that. And then going through and hand sketching drawings for every single story, and then scanning them to the computer and messing around, running them through sketch filters again, and getting everything cleaned up and then added to the manuscript. It does take a little bit of extra time. Did try to keep this book really affordable though. Again, it's not going to break the bank. The amount of work that went into it, I did bump it a little bit. I know some of my other books are between like $13 and $15 for the paperback, and then like the hardcovers like $20. Kindle's 99 cents, $1.99. I think the Locust Lake book is $4.99, but that book is like 100,000 words long. It's huge. So this one, anyways, I did try to keep it as cheap as relatively possible. Paperback is $18.57. So I mean, again, you can tell I tried to jack that as low as I could. And the hardcover, which does have a glossy, surface on the cover and stuff, and I did kind of go the extra mile with the hardcover, made it a little bit nicer. So because of that, the price for the hardcover is $23.26. And the Kindle version doesn't cost me anything, doesn't cost you anything to have a digital copy of a book. Like I said, Amazon won't let me sell a Kindle version of a book for free. It has to be at least 99 cents. So the Kindle version for this book is 99 cents. There is a link for the book down in the description of this live stream already. If you are interested in checking it out, if you need the link, I can also just post it right there into the chat. So Excellent. I'm very happy I've been helping to keep you company while you're, refreshing. Do I have a story I don't like? Yeah. Romeo and Oubliette. That one really comes to mind pretty quick. That one just felt so freaking bland to me, and it still does. A lot of the times I'll write a story, not like it, and then I'll narrate it and put it up and listen to it and be like, oh, wow, this is really good. That was one of those stories. I didn't like it. I narrated it. I put it up, and I was like, yeah, no, I still don't like this story. It's so freaking bland. That's probably my least favorite story. A good example of a story I didn't like, and then I absolutely fell in love with it when I went back to listen, was Dissonant Whispers in the Northern Woods. I hated that story when I wrote it. Again, felt so bland. And I don't know why I felt that way when I wrote it, because when I narrated it and put it up, I'm like, oh my god, this story is beautiful. So, that one's probably the one that sits at both ends of those extremes. But yeah, Romeo and Oubliette, not a fan. Feel like it could have been better. That one you probably won't even see published in a book. I don't think I've ever published that, and I'm not really planning it. Yeah, Romeo and Oubliette, it was a Valentine's Day story 3 years ago or something like that, maybe 4. It's definitely on one of the seasons, like Season 2, Season 3. Those playlists are up on my channel. Just go to the playlist section, and all the playlists are there for all the seasons. You got your tidbit playlist, you got your seasonal, your Saturday stories are all right there in sequence. So I do got 15 minutes here. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of read through the preface and the acknowledgments real quick. And then I'll answer any questions. Should have a few minutes left after that. I'll ramble on for as long as I can, and then I will let you all go to enjoy your night. Preface. So, I said, I'm sure that most of you know who I am and that I love horror. I have been a devout fan of the genre for a lifetime, and I am still glad to be a contributor. This book marks my 11th published to date, something of a personal milestone. To truly celebrate the occasion, I have included some of my darkest literary conjurings to date, and as a result, this book is not for the squeamish. I truly hope you like all the terror, mayhem, and depravity that will follow. So sit back, relax, and let me whisper madness in your ear. And remember, these are just stories, right? Short, sweet, to the point. My prefaces usually are. And then I'm going to go ahead and we're going to scroll down to the acknowledgments. I'm sorry, I love all this sketch art. It just makes, and not even that I like the pictures themselves, but I'm just so happy the book has sketch art. I remember Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. I still have volume 3 actually on my bookshelf in the game room. And I used to, not just reading the stories, I remember flipping to the next story sometimes just to see the sketch art, because the sketch art was just so cool and almost explained the story in a picture. It was really neat. I don't know, always liked that experience. So I'm happy that this Halloween book does offer that. Acknowledgements. I want to thank you all for taking the time to read my 11th published book. Looking back, I can't believe my writing has come this far. With this book, I have crossed many lines, some victorious, some metaphorical, and controversial. But a line crossed is experience gained. I truly look forward to continuing my writing work. Keep an eye out for the secret project I've been working on with my 12th publish. Oh yeah, we can go back to that at some other time. I want to thank all of my many supporters, most of whom have always been or have become true friends that I would like to think I have gotten to know well. Thank you to my wife. It can never be understated that being the spouse of an author is never easy. I want to thank my children for always believing in me and being the lighthouses I need for direction. Thank you to my family for always believing and pushing me to never give up. Thank you to all of my friends. You know who you are. A support system is the fuel to any success. Also, thank you to all of my supporters, whether you be friends, family, someone passing by with a nice comment to say, or simply cheering from the shadows. And of course, you, dear reader. I truly love you all, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart for all that you've given me. Lastly, I want to address you specifically, dear reader. You, the person who has read through this book and survived. You, the one who sits, waiting for more, drooling at the thought of more to satiate your carnivorous appetite. If you either experienced fun, fright, or both while diving through this anthology, you may be happy to know that there are more books available, just waiting in the dark for you to discover them. There will be information on where to find these titles in the back of this book, and of course, once you've filled up on fathoms of fear, and you're still longing for more, don't despair. True evil never dies, and my next publish is sure to be on the horizon soon. So that's the preface and the acknowledgments to the book. And not a whole lot more to the book than that. It is an anthology of 13 stories, 12 of which you can find here on the channel and listen to for free. Obviously, if you buy the book, you can narrate any of the stories that you want on your channel. Just don't narrate the exclusive. That's the only story you can't narrate, and I would appreciate it if you let me know, so that way when it gets released, I can go sit and listen to it, because it's always cool when someone narrates one of my stories. It's a pretty big thing for an author. Pretty easy to sit back and narrate my own. Of course, I'm going to choose me. But somebody else narrating my work like I'm a real author, I don't know. It's pretty awesome. So, but yeah, this book is, it looks like, I want to say 89 pages long, almost 90. So it's not as big as some of my other books. Basically, it's about 10 pages, 12 pages shorter than Restless Remains and the Dreamscape book, maybe 20 pages shorter than that. But again, at 90 pages, please keep in mind that these books are formatted in magazine size. Size 12 font? Yeah, 12. So very small font, 1.5 spacing. A lot of words crammed onto each page, and each one is the size of basically a notebook piece of paper. So when I say 90 pages, it's a lot of words on each page. So again, keep that in mind. But it is bigger than my first two books. Is it? No, it's not bigger than my Christmas book. It's about the same size as Hell's Boulevard. It's about 10 pages shorter. So, I did just get my, I believe, I just got my booth for HorrorCon, all squared away, which starts tomorrow. VR HorrorCon, run by Mr. Creepypasta, Spike. I believe I just got my booth all finalized, so I'm hoping to be there with my booth, and I will be selling books. I was actually able to add this book to the pickups that you can get in your booth. So if everything works out, I actually should have this book on display as well at HorrorCon tomorrow. It starts tomorrow. I'm so excited. So lots to do tonight. Ads will run shortly for some viewers. No, skip ads. Thank you. Well, don't. Why are you running ads in the middle of my stream? I did not agree to this, YouTube. Thank you very much, Dexter. I appreciate it. And again, I look forward to seeing you around. So, again, thank you for stopping in. Which book is better? I don't own any hard covers. All my books are now hardcover. When the hardcovers became available, I went back and uploaded the manuscripts for a hardcover version as well. All of my books now can be found in Kindle, digital versions, available in paperback, and available in hardcover. And my very first book, From Anguish to Ashes, is also available on Audible, so you can listen to my first book. exclusive included. It's the only time it's ever been narrated. I've ever narrated an exclusive was exclusively for the Audible version of my first book. And of course, the exclusive in that book is called From Anguish to Ashes. So it's the same title as the book itself. Oh, that's why they call it that. Yeah, no, his name's Spike. I don't know if it's his real name in real life, but like, I don't know. Everyone calls him Spike. I call him Spike. And no, I don't know the guy like personally. I'm not like his buddy or anything. I do talk with him time to time, typically like if he's doing something and he's interested in me being a part of it, or if it's for like HorrorCon, he'll DM me in Discord or something like that. And he has also worked with me a little bit one time for a Halloween video 2 years ago. Black Feathers on Halloween night. So that was when I narrated that story for Halloween. He actually opened it for me, which was really cool. But yeah, I talk to him from time to time, but we're not like, best friends or anything. Artwork wise, I mean, honestly, I feel the artwork kind of gets better. I don't know. Like, that's like comparing the two Locust Lake books. Like, one artwork for one, and then like the artwork for the other. Completely different styles. One book is mostly like black with red. It's, the background's all black, and then the characters, the picture in the book is like, it's faded in like a ghostly red. It looks really fucking cool. The second book is like all colorful and blue, and it's a backdrop of the lake, and there's like an orange sky. It's a completely different art style. And I don't know, I like them both. If you can go to my authors page and you can see all the covers to my books. So like you can just take a look and be like, yo, this one, cool cover art. Not all of them have sketch art. I didn't start doing that, I don't think, until Dreamscape. That was something that Doughboy and I started doing because it was like a book. We're doing the Dreamscape book, and the story Dreamscape is about a book. So we're like, we should do it like the book in the story. So that's kind of why the cover looks the way it does, why the sketch art is the way it is. And then I started doing that off and on for some of my other books. The Confronting Evil books, those are really cheap. They're only 11 stories, and there's no no sketch art in the books for the stories. So that's why they're a little bit, obviously, cheaper. But Restless Remains had sketch art. The second Locust Lake book had sketch art for every story. And now this book has sketch art, too. All hand-drawn. No, I did not show any of the artwork. I am sorry. And again, it's not about how awesome they are. It looks like, I'm not an artist. I'm not. Like, yeah, I can make things look like something. You can tell what it's supposed to be. But it doesn't look like, somebody with great artistic talent did these sketches. I just liked the fact that it has sketches, because the books I used to read had sketches for each story. So, and it just takes extra time. Again, I'm not the best artist in the world, but even like what I can do still took time. So, but no, I've just had this running in the background since I started the stream. So I am going to close out in 5 minutes. If you guys do have any questions about the book or anything like that, by all means, ask away. But yeah, I'm so happy that I was able to get this done and published and promoted before Halloween. And yeah, we cut it right down to the wire. And I actually had to take a break from working on the Halloween special to have this stream. So, I mean, feeling a bit like an octopus, but at least this is done and out. Well, I appreciate that, Lover of Wolves, very, very much. And again, even the artwork, like the cover art, like that is multiple pictures, royalty-free pictures, photo edited and overlaid together, run through some filters, just, It's what I wanted it to be. And, I mean, definitely gets my point across. I really like the cover of this book. I do. It's simple, but again, it says something just with the cover. It tells its own story. I like it. But I usually do all my own cover art. I think the only one that I didn't do was the first Locust Lake book. My channel artist did that. But then again, I still messed with it a little bit, changed the coloring on some of it. And I created that red ghostly appearing through the darkness thing. And then I overlaid Jacob's mask over top of Casper's form. So that's why. So I still kind of like tweaked the book cover. Like I half created it. But beyond that, I always do my own cover art. And I get better and better with it as I go. I really feel that the past few books that I've released, the cover art has been like right on. What is the book related to? It's an anthology. So it's 13 different stories that don't really have a relation to each other. There's just a collection of different stories. 13 stories, 12 of them are on my channel already, and the 13th one is an exclusive that'll never be narrated. And the 13th one in this book, the exclusive, is a true story. And again, I will not be narrating it. So that will be like the prize. If you end up picking up the book, you end up getting something that you can't get without the book. So, yeah. And kind of slapped together this little like background footage real quick today too. Again, I've been an octopus. I narrated the story for next Saturday, been editing the story for Halloween night, and setting up the promotion for the new book that got published, like cleared and published in all 3 formats yesterday. So I appreciate that, ISB. I very much do. And again, this gives me a way to solidify the work and put it out there basically forever. Like now it's there. It's definitely mine. No one can refute that fact. As soon as you publish something, it's copyrighted. I have a date as to when it was published, and I can prove that this is my story. And now it's out there forever. It's kind of a way of being immortal. So I've left an imprint on the world. 11 of them. Not including the writing part, because the writing is 13 stories. So about 6 months worth of writing at least. To make the book, I've been editing it since the middle of August. So about 2.5 months of editing. Doing sketch art, stuff like that. It's been a lot of work, just in off time, in between work and running errands and doing work on my YouTube channel and setting up for the 13-day marathon, and it's been absolutely nuts. So I am really happy that this book is published and it is finally promoted, and now I can finally wrap up the 13 days of Halloween, and I can get that behind me as well, and I can get back on track. That's about what this month has been for me, my friend. A giant octopus with a hockey mask on. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. I don't. I appreciate it. I do. All right. Well, it is 9 o'clock. We have been talking about this book for half an hour. I will be at HorrorCon tomorrow, off and on. The premiere we have tomorrow is 8 o'clock. We're wrapping up the finale of Doughboy 420's 4-part miniseries, The Call of Autumn. After that, I'm probably going to play Mario Kart with some friends for a little bit. And then I'm going to jump back into HorrorCon because there's some events happening later on tomorrow night that I would like to attend. So yeah, if I don't see you there or tonight on one of my social media platforms like Discord or Twitter, I will hopefully see you tomorrow at the premiere. I might see you tomorrow at the horror convention, and if I don't see you then, I might see you Sunday for Blood and Beans. So I'll be all over the place, and don't forget we'll be premiering the Halloween special on Tuesday, probably 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. So about an hour and a half later than the Saturday premiere. This way, me, myself, and everybody else can go out and get their trick-or-treating done. Might even do it at 9 o'clock. So we'll see. We'll go from there. Absolutely love you people. Thank you so much for stopping into this. Just the interest alone in coming to the stream just for a book promotion means a lot to me. Thank you for sharing some of your Friday night with me. Get out of here. Go have some fun. Get away from your computers. And yeah, I'll see you tomorrow at the premiere. Day 10 of the 13 days, double digits, getting closer. I love you guys. Happy Halloween. Happy spooky season. We'll see you later.